Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. And the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you today. Yes, I'm on my way.
Good morning everyone. Good morning everyone.
I can tell by your eyes that you've probably been crying forever. And the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
If I stay here just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, my heart. If I stand all alone, will the shadow hide the colors of my heart?
Good morning. Our journalists who are taking wonderful pictures. I will still have some time for that. Please let's settle down. So we do something small during this period. So I hope you had restful nights. And I want to welcome Ms. Zippy Musimi to lead us with the opening prayer. And immediately after that, I want to give one of the mediators just 2 minutes, Ms. Josiane Omulinga, to speak to us very briefly about a short story before we set up the questions for today. Karibu sana, Ms. Zippy. Okay, let's settle down. Those of us who are still outside, if you want to join in, please do.
Good morning. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we bow our hearts this morning in silence, in acknowledgement of who you are, of what we cannot do without you. Thanking you for your mercy, for your grace, for your love, and for your care. The last 3 days and the last 1 week, we have gathered in different places. And today, the curtains will draw to a conclusion of teaching, of being impacted, of being empowered. And so we ask as we live, as you told your disciples, so send I you, that you are sending us to our communities, to our spaces, to serve. Just before crucifixion, you washed the feet of your disciples and charged them to go and serve. You are indeed reminding us that we should live here to go and serve with integrity, with honor, and with humility. We pray for all the people who have put their hands in the deck for the success of this summit. We thank you for the panelists for the last 3 days, the speakers, and those who will be speaking today. Help us to use the knowledge that you've given us to transform and to make a difference. And so we make this prayer of faith in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zippy. Ms. Josiane. So just 1.5 minutes as we set up the questions.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josiane Umuringa. I am the author of that book, Survived to Forgive. My short story, I'm a Rwandese genocide survivor. And I wrote that book, Survived to Forgive, because my short story is how I entered into mediation, because there is a post-traumatic of the genocide. The survivors we were wondering what could we have done to prevent what happened to happen. And I came into mediation. There was a conflict in the country about Tutsis and Hutus, but the post-traumatic, I said, if we had mediation before, if we knew what mediation is, we could have prevented the conflict to escalate to the genocide. So with my Christian values, God talked to me that we should have mediation, and now the way forward is forgiveness. Is now the moral of my story, and even the aftermath of the genocide is how I entered into mediation. Mediation works. Mediation is very important. I think is the way forward. So that was my short story on how I entered into mediation, that mediation works. Mediation can prevent the worst to happen. Mediation can prevent the genocide. Mediation can prevent 1 million loss of the people just to die. So who need the book, I will be outside. Who need a copy, I can give it to you. Thank you very much.
I think that's important, yes? It's nice. I wish we could all share our stories, but that's what those sessions are for. The cost is 1,500 Kenya shillings only. Yes? Great. Paul, I don't know whether we are ready. Please take out your phones as usual. We want to see where the winners are going to be. And also, most importantly, our online participants, karibuni sana. Your phones as usual. We want to see where the winners are going to be. And also, most importantly, our online participants, karibuni yesterday. Is helping us. Why we are doing this before time is so that we do not eat into panel discussion time. Yeah, so we reserve that time for what we were supposed to be doing for that time. So we'll try and be done by around 9. Paul, whenever you're ready. Okay, in the meantime, you can be searching on your phones, menti.com, the same thing we did yesterday, so that then I'll share with you the code. Okay, and there we are. It's hidden for me, the code. Okay, great. Okay, now it's hidden again. Okay, there. So menti.com, menti.com, menti.com. I hope we are together. Yesterday we left some people behind. Menti.com, and the code is 1345 1345 9842. The code is 1345 9842. Menti.com. Can I see the code once more? Okay, 1345. Paul, I can hardly see if you can just make it a bit bigger. Four people have already answered. That's great. Menti.com, menti.com. Paul, if you can make it slightly bigger. Okay. So the code is 1345 9842. 1345 9842. Okay. 41. The question is, should professional bodies play a more active role in creating awareness among the public about the benefits of mediation in resolving disputes? Okay. If you remember the panel that had the surveyors, the lawyers, and the mediators, okay, to just see how we can all work together to ensure mediation. I think we largely agree. 60 people have done that question. Paul, I think once we get to 70, if we are moving, we could move to the next. Great. Let's see the leaderboard for this. Let's see who got it first. Oh, now that just tells us. Public trust in mediation can be built through the involvement of technical professionals. True, false. Most of you largely agree. Some of you do not agree. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to wonder how you're able to interpret some of the land documentation we have if you're not a professional. At times it might require that we involve either a surveyor. Even as lawyers, sometimes it need the involvement of either valuers, surveyors, and that kind of thing. Yeah. So largely, most of us agree at 55 of the 63 persons that have taken these. And lastly, our key take home in about 4 minutes. Okay. Is this for today? Okay, let's see. Let's sample some of your wonderful. Mediation isn't limited to judiciary profession. I think that's an important observation. Mediation isn't the alternative. I think a bold statement was made yesterday that litigation should be the alternative, yeah, and ADR should be the way. Okay, let's keep going. I'm trying to sample a couple of wonderful, okay, let me see that foundation stones. Collaboration among different institutions is key to mediation. I think that's fair, yeah, because even courts where they are unable to make certain determinations because they are not experts, they involve experts for justice to be served. There is foundation stones for mediation, humanity. Okay, interesting, but I don't know what was meant there. Let me see that. Yeah, please highlight for me like that, Paul. Thank you. Everyone has their role to play in spreading the information about the benefits of mediation in improving access to justice for all. the foundational stone of every mediation begins with a single act of humanity. I think that's what was meant there. I think that's such a powerful statement. Yeah, that at the center of this dispute is really a person, and we need to be cognizant of that even as we do our thing. Everyone, as I think we've said that, mediation bridges and creates a good relationship. We are one there, yes? It's not a question of who is the mediator, who is the professional, who is the person with the dispute. It's really all of us working together to ensure that we can resolve disputes as and when they arise. Okay, let's keep going. Collaboration among different institutions is key to mediation. I think we've seen that. And let's keep going. Okay, feedback there that is an insightful summit. Mediation is the anchor of justice, a bold statement there, also true. Professionals can mediate, wonderful. That you can select to do this, yeah, and not as a part-time. You can put in a lot of work and effort and time into doing this, yeah. So wonderful. Mediation is a seed that we are giving you to go and plant in your various places so that we can all be on the same page, yeah, that this actually does work. Okay, the success of mediation is the mediator creating a conducive environment for the mediation. Important, yeah. Some courts do that for us, and even for disputants, that you're safe and comfortable, and mediation should ideally do that, yeah. Paul, any last one? 141 of us participated. That's the highest we have thus far. Paul, if you can quickly scroll to the bottom now that it's at exactly 9. Mediation is the light. Mediators should apply humane attitude when dealing with parties. Cultural sensitivity is important for mediation processes and outcomes to be successful. I think that's a very fair and wonderful observation, yeah? That the humanity that will need to run a successful mediation. Great. Settlement is settlement. Huh. Okay. Premeditation, rituals to make parties feel at home. Again, we thank all ELC judges present in the summit. I think that's also a wonderful. Let's appreciate our good lords and ladies for being here. Yeah. I think it takes a lot of humility to be here to relearn some of the things that you already know and use in making decisions. So give me just 1 minute to confer with the session chairs for today, and then I'll be back so we formally start. Thank you, Paul.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
Twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka.
Tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumebadili mwendo, tutalinda katiba mpya. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya, wenye nchi wenye nchi Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaacha milele. Kwenye nchi na nikienda nje sitasahau Kenya, na nitabaki Mkenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaacha milele. Kwenye nchi na tumeapa sote wenye nchi ya Kenya kutumikia Kenya daima na milele. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaacha milele. Kwenye nchi Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaacha
Sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu.
Excuse me, please.
umoja wetu Kenya.
Excuse me, please.
Sitadanganywa kamwe na porojo.
Hello, thank you so much. So just a couple mentions. I know you have your programs on your phones. So just some slight amendments to the program. There were some small typos on the program. So we'll have this first panel between 9:10, which is in 2 minutes, and 10 a.m. So that remains as is in the program. And then we are going to have a tea break between 10:30 to 11. And the session, or actually 10 to 10:30, yes? And then we give this session 10:30 to, because it's a very expansive panel, to 12:15. Is that okay? Then we will discuss the way forward between 12:15 and 12:30, and we'll have the closing ceremony between 12:30 and 1. Is that okay? Thank you so much. I believe the panel is now here. So this first panel of the day is going to discuss the role of mediation. But before that, we need to have a quick discussion Okay. So we're going to have the first two parts of the program merged into one. So we're going to have Professor Patricia Kameri Mbote, who is the director of the Law Division of UNEP, speaking to us on mediation as a pathway to justice in women's quest for land rights. And then the session chair, Eunice Lumalas, who is an advocate and professional mediator, is going to take us through the panel on the role of mediation in addressing inequalities affecting women on land ownership and cultural practices in Kenya. Let's appreciate the panel as we jump right into it. And karibu sana wakili Eunice.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Acha nione tuchangamke kidogo. Let us be excited a bit because today we have the icing of all the sugar that we've been having the whole of this week, not in a bad way. We have an exciting panel this morning, and I will start by introducing them right away. So my panel this morning is made up of individuals who are who have stood out in their practice in this country and who have served, starting with Professor Kameri Mbote, who is here, and she will set the stage for what is going to happen during this session. She's the Director of Law Division at the United Nations Environmental Program, UNEP, and she has taught for 30 years at the University of Nairobi. Isn't that a good thing? 30 years. So basically what we are saying is that she has in-depth knowledge with respect to matters gender, property law, land, environmental law, and she has done this through her research work, which spans over that period of time. And the knowledge is both national, regional, and international. She has taught at other universities as well. She has experience in the US at Kansas University in Zimbabwe and in Cape Town at Stellenbosch University. She holds a master's degree in law from Stanford University. So if you're here and you're a student, please take note of the CVs I'm going to share very briefly. And master's degree from Warwick University in the UK, and has been also awarded honorary degree in law by the University of Oslo. So let us welcome her this morning and prepare ourselves to receive from her what she's going to give us. Next, allow me to introduce another trailblazer. As you are well aware, our discussion this morning focuses on the role of mediation in addressing inequities affecting women on land ownership and cultural practices. So if you're here, you have a mother, you have a grandmother, you know about your rural setting, take yourself there as well, even as we are starting. Because we are looking at inequities affecting women on land ownership and cultural practices. Okay? So do you own land? Did your grandmother own land? Are there cultural mother own land? Prepare for that. Now, allow me to introduce our second speaker, who is none other than the Honorable Retired Justice Nancy Baraza. She's an advocate of the High Court, and she holds a PhD in law as well. She has an illustrious CV, so I'll only pick a few aspects of the CV. She served as a commissioner for the Constitution of Kenya Review Commission. And those who do not know, Honorable Baraza was very crucial in ensuring certain provisions affecting women's rights have been included in the 2010 Constitution. So we have the right person to tell us about what legislative changes took place and how they have improved those inequities we are talking about. She has recently been appointed by the President of the Republic as chairperson of the Technical Committee Working Group to look into the issues of gender-based violence, including femicide. We know we have been dealing with that in the recent past. She has also been a vice chairperson of the Kenya Law Reform Commission. I'll only touch on that because during her tenure, we had very crucial legislation being drafted and subsequently being passed in Parliament, including the Marriage Act, Matrimonial Property Act, and Protection Against Domestic Violence Act. So I want to invite all of you to welcome Honorable Baraza with a hearty clap. Allow me also to welcome an illustrious leader. Because when some of us think about judges, we never really think that this is actually a leader. Let me welcome Honorable Lady Justice Kosibor, who is a leader. She has served as a judge of the Environmental and Land Division since 2016, and she has been elected President of Kenya Judges Welfare Association in 2021. She has served in the Judiciary Committee that drafted the Judiciary Code of Conduct and represented ELC in the Rules Committee in the Judiciary. Doesn't that make her a leader also? Yeah, so you're also going to listen to a leader. Other than that, she has also had experience, which is crucial, in the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission, which became the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and the Asset Recovery Authority, where she has also gone outside Kenya and served as president of the Asset Recovery Interagency Network for East Africa. So let us clap for her and welcome her to this session. Allow me to go to Professor Robert Kibugi, whom I had the pleasure to first meet in Canada. And Professor Kibugi has built his career in environmental law. He is a lecturer at the University of Nairobi and received his Doctor of Laws in the Faculty of Law, University of Ottawa, otherwise known as Ottawa in Canada. He's a specialist in climate change law, environmental and land law, and has done quite a bit of extensive work in research. And we expect to hear a bit about that in terms of the discussion we have. He has advised the government of Kenya and governments in Africa in different aspects of law and policy. In 2023, Professor Kibugi led the technical team that developed and drafted the National Climate Change Action Plan. I think we served with him in that committee that came up with the Climate Change Act. And currently he serves in the governing board of the IUCN Academy of Environmental Law representing Africa. And he's also a member of the World Commission on Environmental Law. So let us welcome Professor Kibugi.